It's been nearly 15 years since I've only been playing indie games. To me, these creations represent uncompromising creative freedom, interesting ideas, and titles that aren't copy-paste. It's no different with the topic of this video, Monastery. I'm pretty sure you haven't heard of this roguelike deckbuilder card game, yet it spices up the classic roguelite deck building gameplay with a lot of interesting mechanics. On top of that, the game is being developed by a Hungarian studio, so it's especially close to my heart. This video series was sponsored by Like It Studios, but that doesn't mean they told me what I can say. Over the coming months, I'll be showing in detail why Monastery is such a promising game. If this short introduction makes you interested, you will find the Steam link in the video description. It's also important to note that the demo of the game is available on Steam. I included that link in the description as well. If you are curious about the gameplay, click the on-screen link to see what Monastery can do on first play. But that's enough introduction, let's dive in. Imagine Monastery as if Darkest Dungeon and Slay the Spire were blended together and then seasoned with some great ideas. If that sounds promising, good news, that's just the beginning. In this video, I will explain Monastery's mechanics, main gameplay elements, and hopefully everything you need to decide whether this game is for you. It's important to emphasize that the project is still in early access and the full version will release at the end of 2026. Even during early access, new contents arrive roughly on a monthly basis. I'm particularly happy to see that although the game's development language is English, Monastery is also available in Hungarian. Since my main channel is in English, I naturally covered the game in English, but I have a smaller channel where I make videos in my native language. If you are curious about Monastery's Hungarian translation, click the link on the screen. I should note that the translation is far from final, but is fully playable and provides a complete experience. If you don't feel like listening to my full explanation of the game's core mechanics and strengths, click the on-screen link to watch the video where I'm facing enemies in light armor in the latest update. The game begins by creating a character whom we will control during our missions. Besides the classic choice for gender, hairstyle, skin tone, and extra features, we must pick a background that has gameplay significance. At the moment, there are 8 different backgrounds to choose from. Some immediately grants more strength, increase your bloodshot gain, give more health, etc. With the new update, this choice can now be changed during play, so if after a few rounds you feel it doesn't fit your playstyle, you can change it. Of course, this requires a special resource that we can obtain during our adventures. After character creation, a multi-part introductory adventure follows where we go through the game's mechanics. We learn what deck building means, what stamina is good for, and what focus represents. Card types are, of course, color-coded to make them easier to distinguish. First, we get the red cards, which form the main weapon cards. We will talk about the other card colors a bit later. One of the most interesting elements, in my opinion, is that enemies do not only appear in front of us like in most deck builders, they generally try to attack from both sides. This puts a lot of emphasis on how we manage our cards and where our character is facing at the end of the turn, since that determines whether we can block or even deal off-turn damage to enemies on that side. During the tutorial, we gradually receive new items that expand our decks with additional cards, whether armor cards or offhand cards. In this case, we receive heavy armor and a round shield. Introducing the new cards also reveals 2 more gameplay elements. Green cards are generally associated with armor, while blue cards are the offhand cards, here a shield. With the introduction of armor and shield cards, 2 new mechanics open up, armor and blocking. Okay, those are 2 very similar terms, so let's look at the difference. Armor is always a flat value that we can place on either side of our character. The armor value is subtracted from the incoming damage. Block is a percentage value with a maximum of 85%. So whatever percentage the block is at is the chance to block frontal attacks during the turn when enemies act. After each battle, we reach a crossroad where various card rewards and other upgrades await. We always head in one of the 2 directions to claim different rewards. The most common is a card reward, but there are also torches, healing, and other upgrades. The torch is one of the available resources. You can use it not only to reveal events at possible forks, but also to reroll certain rewards. Additionally, with the scry ability, we can draw free cards from the top of our deck and keep one of them. Alongside card rewards, we can also obtain adaptations which increase either our stamina or our focus by 1. Their counterpart is usually the item upgrades, since these mostly appear in the same Crossroad part. Under these upgrades, one of our items acquires an entirely new gameplay element, strongly affecting how our recent build works. After completing the tutorial, we can choose from 3 different game difficulties, from Adventure, which is recommended for new players, to Suffering, which is mainly recommended for seasoned players. Now that we know the core mechanics, let's look at what we find in the Monastery, our headquarters. We have a vendor who sells many great new weapons, armor, and other accessories. After runs, or after partially successful runs, we can obtain blood shards. Blood shards are the game's currency. With them, we can buy new items in the shop. Fundamentally, each item category belongs to 3 main groups. That means they operate with different gameplay mechanics. Within each main group, there are 3 item variants that provide some modification to the gameplay mechanic. I won't go into detail about them in this video. A separate weapons and items video will cover that. With that in mind, the currently obtainable items are weapons, 9 types of swords, 9 types of pistols, offhands, 9 types of daggers, 9 types of shields, armor, 9 types of heavy armor, 9 types of medium armor, and 9 types of light armor. Accessories, 15 types of rings, and 22 types of trinkets. While the first 3 categories directly determine which cards go into our starting deck and which cards we can acquire during runs, accessories work a bit differently. Rings, for example, add some extra gameplay element to our runs regardless of the deck, while trinkets increase the frequency of certain card types appearing. So for example, if we want to play a thorns-based build, it's worth choosing a trinket that supports those kinds of cards, though there are many other examples we could give. In the inventory, we can mix and match the weapons and items we've already acquired, so we can play the build that suits us best. I have no idea how many builds currently exist in the game, let's just say a lot. As the game progresses, we can track our increasing proficiency levels tied to certain weapons, armor, and items. This unlocks new cards, blessings, and other accessories for us. Finally, by clicking the table, we can start our mission to face enemies and the horrors waiting at the end of the path. Currently, 4 regions are available in the game, each with different teams, enemies, and bosses. Each region has 3 main bosses, and the path to them is rough and full of challenges. If we have successfully completed the first few challenges, we can also take on quests. This is indicated by a small bulletin board that appears at the headquarters. These missions are random and assign us various tasks in exchange for sizable rewards. The first and most important task is to choose which main boss we want to fight first. Every main boss has minions we must deal with. Only by getting through them can we challenge their leader. Each main boss and mini-boss has a short flavor text that we can read by clicking the scroll icon. Each run consists of 10 fights. Every 5th fight is an elite, and every 10th fight is the current main boss. Between fights, we find ourselves at the branching path mentioned earlier, where we must make different decisions in order to progress. The events there are of course random, since this is a roguelite game. The rewards listed at the start of the video await us here, but it's not always that simple, because each crossroad hides a multitude of events. These are hidden from us by default, but a torch can be used to reveal them. Sometimes there are only positive events, sometimes mixed, and sometimes only negative events we must choose from, which strongly influences how we act going forward. So there's nothing left to do but grab our weapon, put on the armor, equip a few accessories, and take down a lot of enemies while becoming more proficient with certain items. The next Monastery overview video is coming very soon. In the meantime, try the Steam demo, or if the video convinces you, you can pick up Monastery on Steam at a very reasonable price. If you liked the video, please do the usual YouTube button pressing and leave a comment. For today, I was the Alchemist, and I'm seeing you with many more awesome indie game related videos extremely soon. Take care.